I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Cell phones seized by police Sunday in Woodridge continued to ring this morning. The callers could have been trying to make a drug deal, since the cell phones were among the items that were seized inside a residence in the village as part of what police say was the shutdown of a major heroin operation. Armed with a no-knock search warrant, Sullivan County Sheriff's deputies and Village Woodridge police officers entered the house at number 53 Maple Avenue in the village, a place where officers had seen a lot of people coming and going. Inside, they found cash, several dozen syringes strewn about the living room, a number of cell phones, and 4 grams of pure uncut heroin. Police arrested a resident of the house, 30-year-old Jeffrey Hershewski, along with 20-year-old Allison Killian of Liberty. Both were charged with felony criminal possession with intent to sell, along with criminal possession of a controlled substance, criminal use of drug paraphernalia, and possession of hypodermic needles. Police say Killian brought the heroin to Woodridge from New York City, and Hershewski sold it from the residence. Sullivan County Sheriff Michael Schiff says the appearance of the more dangerous uncut heroin in the area is troubling and points up just how abundant and dangerous heroin has become.
We're very concerned with this. Seeing uncut heroin up here, there's not a township in this county that we have not had a report from of high traffic. Fortunately, we were able to get cooperate with the Woodridge PD and get this one shut down. But heroin is an epidemic now. They're snorting it, they're injecting it any way they can get it. And it's a scary thing because when you tell them something's dangerous, this might be a really strong dose, they're all in. They're always looking for that higher dose, that better high, and it's a very scary equation.
Police believe, based on the foot traffic into and out of the Maple Avenue residence, Hershewski and Killian may have moved as much as $10,000 a week of heroin and pills. A third person, 28-year-old Joseph Lingen of Fallsburg, was also taken into custody. Police say he had come to the house to make a purchase at the time of the raid. An Orange County grand jury's indicted 2 Newburgh men on charges that include first and second-degree murder for a fatal shooting back in January. 25-year-old Daryl Daniels was arrested a month after the homicide. 21-year-old Jaquel James was tracked down in Georgia and will be returned to Orange County. The pair is charged with shooting 36-year-old Jared Plant multiple times January 6th after robbing him at gunpoint. Plant tried to drive off, but his car slammed into a building on Carabine Court, and he was pronounced dead shortly after. If convicted of first-degree murder, both James and Daniels face a sentence of life in prison with no possibility of parole. Firemen from Port Jervis got the call for a fire that ripped through a residence on Culvert Street early Sunday morning. The smoky blaze broke out at around 4 a.m. in a 2-story residence at number 15 Culvert. Officials say no one was home at the time the fire broke out, and there were no reports of any injuries. Port Jervis firefighters were able to quickly extinguish the blaze and get it under control, but it did result in significant damage to much of the structure. Orange County fire investigators are attempting to determine the cause. 2 people were killed early Saturday morning in a head-on crash on Route 9W in Highland. And town of Lloyd police say it was caused by one of the drivers going at a high rate of speed in the wrong lane. The victims have been identified as 50-year-old Wayne Donaldson of Highland and 51-year-old Tracy Krug of Plattekill. Donaldson was pronounced dead at the scene. Krug died after being rushed to St. Francis Hospital in Poughkeepsie. The drivers were the only occupants of the vehicles. Police say it was Krug's SUV that was traveling southbound in the northbound lane. The collision tied up traffic in that section of Route 9W for about 5 hours. State lawmakers were poised to adopt a nearly $140 billion state budget today that includes some tax breaks for businesses and homeowners and a 5% increase in school aid. Governor Andrew Cuomo and legislative leaders reached an agreement on the deal Friday night. It adds $340 million for pre-kindergarten, mainly in New York City. Spending plan that will go into effect tomorrow provides a 2-year property tax rebate to residents in local taxing jurisdictions that agree to abide by the 2% property tax levy. How much state aid will our school districts be getting? We'll look for a listing here at Record Online and in the Times-Herald Record. Train delays on Metro North rose dramatically in the first 2 months of this year, due mainly to needed track repairs. Maintenance work was responsible for delaying more than 4,500 trains. That's compared to just 456 during the same time last year. The harsh winter was also responsible for delaying about 1,000 Metro North trains in January and February. Metro North spokeswoman Marjorie Anders says on-time performance has taken a hit as the railroad has concentrated its resources on safety. There were 4,300 customer complaints through the end of February, and that's up from 2,800 during the same time last year. And a group of more than 200 dedicated folks chose to ignore yesterday's dreary wet weather. They laced up their running shoes and took part in the March for Cancer 5K Run Walk. It began and ended at the Orange County Choppers headquarters in the town of Newburgh. Money raised by the participants and the event's many sponsors will be going to the Hudson Valley Cancer Resource Center, a Montgomery-based facility that works to improve the quality of life of those with cancer and their loved ones and connects cancer patients to needed services. The 3.1-mile course began and ended at Orange County Choppers, and Cancer Resource Center officials hope they'll end up raising between $8,000 and $10,000. Sunny, milder weather on tap for us as we head into the month of April. Tomorrow, the first day of April and the first day of trout season, will be mostly sunny with the highs around 55 degrees. Wednesday could be even milder with temperatures expected to get up around 60 degrees under a partly sunny sky. Well, stay informed by starting your day with the Times-Herald Record. And breaking news is just a click away right here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.